In 2013, scientists cracked one of the royal family's best-kept secrets. Prince William's maternal DNA traces straight to a woman from colonial India, Eliza Kewark, forgotten for 200 years. The future King of England carries rare genetic markers found in only a handful of South Asians alive today. How did a lost love story from Gujarat rewrite the royal bloodline? And what else has Eliza's disappearance concealed for generations? Surat, in the early 1800s, pulsed with the sounds and colors of trade. Ships from Britain, Persia, and beyond crowded the docks, their holds packed with cotton, silk, and spices. In the heart of this bustling port, a young Scottish merchant named Theodore Forbes began a new chapter far from the green fields of Aberdeenshire. He was just 20 when he arrived, carrying little more than ambition and the hope of building a future in the East India Company's service. Within the walls of his Surat residence, life unfolded in ways that defied the conventions of distant Britain. Eliza Kewark, a woman of Indian maternal heritage, became his partner. Their household blended languages, customs, and faiths, traces of Armenian script in Eliza's hand, the fragrance of Indian cooking, the quiet rituals of Orthodox Christianity observed in private. Some records from the Greek consulate suggest a union was recognized, a rare gesture in a world where such ties were often left unspoken. Their daughter, Catherine, was born in 1812. A son, Alexander, followed. For a few short years, the family lived together under Surat's hot sun, their children growing up with stories and songs from two continents. The city's diversity was mirrored in their home: British furniture beside Indian textiles, letters written in more than one language, and the laughter of children who carried both worlds in their blood. In that brief time, love and hope shaped a life that seemed to stretch beyond borders, untouched by the shadow of what would come. In 1818, the Forbes household faced a decision that would tear it apart. The world outside their home pressed in, full of rules about race, class, and belonging. For a British merchant, raising mixed heritage children in India meant risking their future. So Theodore made a choice that would change his family forever. Catherine, just 6 years old, and her younger brother Alexander were prepared for a journey across the sea. Their mother, Eliza, was not allowed to go. The conventions of the time dictated that she must stay behind. Her children would be sent to Scotland, raised as part of their father's world, but separated from the only mother they had ever known. Before Catherine left, Eliza gave her a keepsake, something to hold on to in a foreign land. The pendant, small and worn, carried an inscription in a language unfamiliar to most in Scotland. It was a symbol of home, pressed into Catherine's palm as she boarded the ship bound for Britain. The voyage itself was long and uncertain. The children traveled with their father, leaving behind the sights and sounds of Surat for the gray chill of the North Sea. But tragedy struck before their journey ended. In 1820, as their ship neared Britain, Theodore Forbes died at sea. Catherine and Alexander arrived in Scotland as orphans, strangers in a new country, carrying only fragments of their life in India. Eliza's voice faded into silence. The letters she would send would cross continents, but the children she loved had vanished into another world. Decades after Catherine and Alexander arrived in Scotland, a discovery in the attic of Boindley House raised questions nobody expected. Tucked among faded papers lay a packet of letters, the pages crowded with careful script that defied easy reading. The handwriting did not match the English or Scots spoken in Aberdeenshire. Some lines trailed in Armenian letters, others hinted at sounds from far-off Surat. The scent of old paper and distant spices clung to them, as if carrying a trace of the world their author had left behind. The letters were written by Eliza, the mother whose voice had been lost to time. She had sent these messages from India, hoping they would reach the children taken from her. No one in the family could say for certain if Catherine ever saw her mother's words, or if the letters remained unopened, their secrets sealed by distance and silence. The presence of these letters unsettled the family story. They were physical proof of a bond that had not faded with separation, and a reminder that Eliza's identity was more complicated than anyone had believed. The unfamiliar script, the longing in every line, and the mystery of their language all hinted at a heritage that did not fit the story passed down for generations. For generations, the story of Eliza Kowark was quietly accepted in the family. Her name appeared in records and family trees, always with the annotation Armenian. That label brought a sense of respectability, a comfortable explanation that fit the expectations of British society. Armenian merchants had long been part of India's trading world, and their Christian heritage made them acceptable in the eyes of those who wrote family histories. But the letters found at Boynley, written in a script few could read, raised new questions. The unfamiliar language, the distant address, and the heartbreak in every line hinted at something more complex than the family legend allowed. As the years passed, descendants traced the maternal line from Eliza to Catherine through generations of daughters until it reached Frances Roche and her daughter Diana. The connection ran unbroken, but the truth of Eliza's origins remained uncertain. When modern science offered a way to answer the question once and for all, the family faced the possibility that everything they believed about their ancestry might change. Mary Roche, Diana's aunt, spoke for many when she said she'd always assumed she was part Armenian. The prospect of a different heritage was met not with fear, but with curiosity and even hope. The search for proof was no longer just about history, it was about identity, and the chance to finally know where the story truly began. June 2013 brought answers that no family story could provide. In a London laboratory, scientists at Britain's DNA received saliva samples from two women, both direct maternal line relatives of Princess Diana. Each sample was processed using standard mitochondrial DNA sequencing, tracing the unbroken line from Eliza Kowark through generations of daughters to the present day. The results landed with scientific certainty. Both women carried a rare mitochondrial haplogroup known as R30b. Out of billions on Earth, this genetic marker had been documented in just 14 people worldwide, 13 in India and 1 in Nepal. No Armenian lineage appeared in the data. The evidence was clear, and Dr. Jim Wilson, the project's lead geneticist, called the proof unassailable. The DNA not only matched Eliza, but also confirmed that her maternal ancestry was Indian, not Armenian, as the family had believed. For the first time, the story of a forgotten woman from Surat was written into the royal bloodline by science, not legend. Prince William carries about 0.5% of South Asian DNA, a genetic thread that stretches from the bustling streets of Surat to the heart of Britain's royal family. This discovery is not just a matter of scientific curiosity or family trivia. In 2013, when Britain's DNA announced their findings, it sent ripples far beyond the laboratory. For the first time, a direct maternal link tied the future British monarch to an Indian woman whose name had nearly vanished from the record books. The story did not end with the test results. Inspired by the rarity of the R30b haplogroup, researchers began reaching out to genetic communities in India, especially in Gujarat, where Eliza Kowark once lived. A pilot project invited people with similar DNA to connect, hoping to trace living descendants who might share this rare lineage. The search for relatives continues, driven by the idea that someone in modern-day Surat could unknowingly share an unbroken maternal line with the House of Windsor. This is more than a personal revelation for one family. When William becomes king, he will be the first British monarch with scientifically proven Indian ancestry, a detail once hidden by history, now stands as a living testament to the ways heritage can leap across centuries and continents. The legacy of Eliza Kewark endures, not just in the royal bloodline, but in the invitation for others to discover their own place in this remarkable story. Today, royal bloodlines aren't just lines on a family tree, they're living proof that identity defies borders and time. Prince William's ancestry now links Buckingham Palace to Gujarat, and in a world hungry for connection, one woman's forgotten story reminds us, DNA never loses what history tries to erase.